Have you ever stopped to think about why your life seems to have hit a wall after you turn 25? You work, you pay your bills, you try to keep it all together. And yet, there's this nagging feeling that you're stuck, running in place. You see other people on social media, old friends from school, and it feels like everyone is moving forward while you're just surviving. It's like time is playing a trick on you. The years from 15 to 25 felt like an eternity, packed with new experiences, firsts, and constant growth. But now, the years fly by in a blur of routine. Monday is the same as Wednesday, and last month feels just like this one. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. Today we're going to uncover exactly why your life feels stalled, and more importantly, how to break this cycle and get back in the driver's seat. Let's start with what's happening inside your head. When you're younger, your brain is a novelty-seeking machine. Everything is new. New classes, new friends, new challenges. Your brain is constantly building new pathways. But after 25, something shifts. You've likely settled into a job, a city, a routine. Your brain, which loves efficiency, creates a sort of adult autopilot. It automates your daily tasks. Wake up, commute, work, eat, sleep, repeat. This autopilot is great for saving energy, but it comes at a huge cost. It steals your vitality. When every day is the same, your brain stops creating new memories with the same intensity. It's why years can feel like they've just vanished. It's not that you've lost your potential or your ambition. It's that your brain has stopped receiving the new stimulation it needs to feel like it's growing. You're on a treadmill, running hard, but the scenery never changes. Now let's talk about that routine. The routine of a working adult, especially if you're not from a wealthy background, is exhausting. It's a constant battle of putting out fires. Your car breaks down, a bill is higher than expected, your boss needs something urgently. You're so busy dealing with the immediate chaos that you have zero mental space left for what truly matters to you. This creates a dangerous illusion. You're busy all the time, so you should be making progress, right? But being busy is not the same as moving forward. It is like being a firefighter who only ever extinguishes flames, but never gets to build anything new. This constant state of emergency is what fuels that gut-wrenching feeling of, I'm behind in life. You look at your goals, the business you wanted to start, the skill you wanted to learn, the healthier lifestyle you promised yourself, and they feel further away than ever. This is how the stagnation cycle begins. It's a downward spiral, like being caught in emotional quicksand. It starts with tiredness. You're exhausted from your routine. This physical and mental fatigue leads to having less energy for anything extra. With less energy, you take less action on your goals. You skip the gym, you don't work on your side project, you don't make that call. Then comes the guilt. You know you should be doing more, so you start beating yourself up. This guilt naturally leads to comparison. You scroll through Instagram and see someone's promotion or vacation, and your internal critic screams, "Why isn't that you?" This toxic mix of guilt and comparison leads to the final stage, a total mental blockage. You feel so overwhelmed and defeated that you do nothing at all. The more you struggle in the quicksand, the faster you sink. But recognizing this cycle is the first step to climbing out. Part of the problem is that adult life forces you to mix up your priorities. We're constantly dealing with what's urgent, not what's important. An urgent email from your boss feels more critical than the important goal of spending an hour learning a new skill. The urgent need to pay a bill overshadows the important need to work on your long-term financial health. So, how do you fix this? Think about the deathbed test. On your last day, what will you regret not doing? It won't be answering that one extra email. It will be not writing that book, not traveling, not spending more time with the people you love. Try to identify the 3 things that, if you focused on them, would genuinely move your life forward. Is it your health, a specific career skill, and your relationship with your family? Everything else is just noise. The small choices you make every day about where you put your focus are what shape your entire life. A lot of us think our biggest problem is a lack of time. We say, if only I had more hours in the day. But that's not the real issue. The real problem is a lack of energy. A tired adult with 24 hours can achieve what an energized adult can in 8. The constant stress of modern life keeps our bodies in a state of high alert, flooding us with cortisol, the stress hormone. It ruins our sleep and drains our batteries. The answer isn't to magically find more time, it's to strategically manage your energy. And you do this with micro habits. These are tiny actions that create momentum. Don't have energy for a 1-hour workout? Do 5 minutes of stretching. Can't handle a 30-minute meditation? Take 3 deep reset breaths when you feel overwhelmed. Can't face a long walk? Just step outside for 2 minutes of fresh air. These tiny deposits into your energy bank build up, giving you the fuel to start tackling bigger things again. Once you have a little more energy, you can start unlocking your life. The way to do this isn't by making some huge life-altering decision, like quitting your job and moving across the world. That's terrifying and often unrealistic. Instead, you unlock life through what we can call adjacent growth. Think of it like this. Your current life is a room. You can't just teleport to a completely different building, but you can open a door to an adjacent room. These are small, lateral moves that open up new possibilities. If you want to change careers, don't just apply for a new job. Take a cheap online course in a field that interests you. That's an adjacent step. Want to be more social? Don't force yourself to go to a huge party. Start by having a coffee with one colleague you like. These small explorations don't feel risky, but they expose you to new ideas, new people, and new versions of yourself. This is how the feeling of progress returns, not with a giant leap, but with a series of small, interesting steps. And you don't have to do it alone. We often underestimate the power of the people around us. Think of your relationships like an emotional bank account. Some people make constant withdrawals, leaving you drained and negative. Others make deposits, leaving you energized, inspired, and supported. It's crucial to surround yourself with people who make deposits. This doesn't just mean your close friends. Your weak ties, acquaintances, colleagues from other departments, people you meet at a workshop, are often the source of new opportunities and perspectives. They know things you don't know and have connections you don't have. Making a small effort to connect with others, sending a quick message, asking someone about their project, can renew your vitality and open doors you didn't even know existed. So, how do you put all this together? Ditch the 5-year plan. Life is too unpredictable for that. Instead of grand planning, think in terms of mini experiments. Every week, try something small and new. This could be anything. Trying a new recipe, taking a different route to work, listening to a podcast on a totally new subject, or dedicating 15 minutes to a creative hobby. Trying small things is far more effective than trying to map out your entire future. It's less pressure, and it gives you real-world data about what you actually enjoy and what works for you. Create your own personal metrics for success. Instead of just tracking money or job titles, track how many times you laughed this week, how many nights you got good sleep, or if you learned something new. Small daily changes are what create massive annual transformations. So let's come full circle. That feeling of stagnation after 25 is real, but it's not a personal failure. It's a natural consequence of the way modern adult life is structured. It's your brain on autopilot, a routine that drains your energy, and a world that pushes you to focus on the urgent instead of the important. But you have the power to change it. You don't need to blow up your life. You just need to start making small, intentional moves. Start with 5 minutes today. Do one tiny thing that's not part of your usual routine. Because your life doesn't just unlock itself. It unlocks the moment you decide to move the first piece. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more real talk about navigating adult life. See you in the next one.